Hey everyone, this is Akintoshhh, and today we're gonna be partaking in some sword and shield shenanigans. Just like the previous video with the heavy bowgun, we're just gonna we popped into the training area. You can find it in the base camp if you haven't seen the previous video. But let me just show you. Shut up. Okay, so if you have ever played the Sword and Shield before, more or less, most of it is the same with the exception of like a few new stuff, I would say. So the cool thing about this now, so the Sword and Shield is by far has the fastest sheath time. So you walk around, you wanna sheath, boop, you sheathed, and then you can go ahead. So the cool thing about this now is besides the cool sheathing time, is the guard. I feel like the guard is it's a lot more applicable compared to World and Iceborne. Because honestly, in the previous... Okay, does the cat ever shut up? So in the previous iterations, like let's say Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter World Iceborne, the shield for the Sword and Shield was pretty much useless. So people rarely ever use the shield. But now, because there are such things like perfect guards, where if you can time your guard just as the monster is about to hit you, and then you guard, you can sort of do like a cool little animation. If I get the chance, I'll show you. Otherwise, you can just search on YouTube like Monster Hunter Wilds perfect guard or something like that. So all the shields, so gun lance, even the great sword. Great sword has a guard attack where he puts his sword in front of him. So yeah, so that's the cool thing about the guard now. It becomes a bit more applicable. Another cool thing is you can now sort of move. Do you see as I'm attacking, you can sort of move. So you can sort of move around the area. You just have to hold the WASD keys as you're pressing the left click button. So you can see on the screen, you see I'm just moving it, and I can go backwards as well. I can go forward. So it's really cool. So but sometimes you see like the directional keys are sort of weird. So if the monster is facing, if the monster is right here, you might make a mistake and do this. Like, so you end up, it's a weird, right? So all you gotta do, just press Control. So when you press Control, you sort of aim at the, you can sort of see, I am kind of hitting in the direction of where my focus mode cursor is aiming. You can sort of see it. So this is really good for positioning the monster. So let's say I don't really want to face, if let's say this is the head and I don't really want to be right in front of the head because it's dangerous, I can sort of use focus mode, and so while I'm creating wounds, I'm actually going all over the monster as well. So this is just alright. Okay, so now that so that's that, right? So now that I've created a wound, I'm still in focus mode. Or in order to do like extra damage, all you gotta do, just press shift when you're looking at it. For sword and shield, you sort of do this thing, and you do quite a lot of damage, I would say. So yeah, that's it. So that's for the left click and sort of like the wound attack. There's also this. So right click is, you can see. So these are all slashing damage, right? So you can continue. If you don't press WASD, you just clicking the mouse, you can sort of transition, you see. I can mix any amounts of move. And the cool thing about the sword and shield is there is very little animation commitment. So let's say I'm hitting, it's about to attack me. I can dodge away. Let's say I'm hitting, I can dodge away. I can dodge. So there's very little what do you call it? Commitments in between attacks. So another cool thing is there are charging attacks. So let's say after any hit, basically, whether I want to do a left mouse button chop, I want to do a lateral slash, which is a right mouse button. So after any attack, if you just hold both the left and right mouse button, you sort of do like this. I'm not sure whether it does mounting damage, but it's a pretty cool animation, so take a look. So you saw that? So all I did was after any attack. So just now I click this and then you do this attack. If I can also press right click and then do this as well. And if I want to extend the combo, I can sort of just spam this, hit this, and then I do it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Oh god, please keep quiet. Okay, so it's called the Focus Strike No, that's the Vital Step is the shift attack. So that's more or less it for the Sword and Shield, honestly. The other thing, or like I would say the most damaging or coolest attacks from the Sword and Shield is the Perfect Rush combo and the Falling Bash attack. So for the Perfect Rush combo, you want to get it if you want to do it quickly, you got to press Control S and the right mouse button. So you press Control first and you sort of press S and like the back button S and right mouse button. You don't do it all at one shot. You press Control first. I mean R if you didn't change your key. So basically just go into your guard mode and you press S and then the right mouse button quickly. So like this. Okay, so that was the back hop. So the back, once again, let me just get out of the focus mode. So guard, S right mouse button. Okay, press it quickly. So like this, like this, like this. So if you just stop, you would sort of stay there. But if I continue it by either pressing left or right mouse button, I continue the attack. So I'm gonna show you. They call this a back hop, by the way. This is a back hop, back step, however you wanna call it. So what else? Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna show you what the Perfect Rush is like. So Perfect Rush is basically after doing the back hop, you hold the left mouse button, so you will do this attack. So let's say I'm in front of the monster. Okay, so that's the Perfect Rush combo. So in order to do like the optimal amount of damage, you gotta time your Perfect Rush. Same thing if you've ever played Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So after you do your Perfect Rush, after you do your back hop, can you see these little red glowy things? So okay, so right there I did it on purpose. I was slow. So when you're slow, you don't do as much damage, which I will show you right now. Okay, so I'm gonna miss the timing on it, alright? So it did 131 damage in total. But if I'm able to time it right, which is you can sort of time it based on the there's a unique sound that it gives as well as a sort of a glow. So you can see this. Oh, my bad. 195 damage. So it's a lot more, right? Okay, once again, I'm gonna show you ones with like the field times and like the field timing and the correct timing. So back up. So 138. Okay. And now... Oh, my bad. 200, about 200 to 220, about there. So you do quite a bit more damage, almost 100 points of damage more. And this is before getting any optimized things because we don't, it's the beta, we don't actually have access to like different weapon parts, armor parts and different skills. It's a fixed set. So you wanna, whenever the monster is down, it's stunned or anything like that, you wanna make sure you try your Perfect Rush. Make sure you do your Perfect Rush combo. They managed to add sort of like you can sort of chain your Perfect Rush into a Falling Bash. So before I show you the sort of the entire moveset, or what I would say would be your most damaging moveset, I will show you the Falling Bash attack. So So remember when you, for Perfect Rush, when you sort of do your back hop into your Perfect Rush, it's basically doing your back hop and then holding the left mouse button, right? But so now after your back hop, instead of the left mouse button, you press the right mouse button and you will do a charging animation, as you will see right now. Okay, so take a look. Okay, so you saw that? It sort of, the weapon sort of glowed. Alright, so that's, you hold it. You basically hold this charge slash. So you can hold it however long you like. But that doesn't mean it does more damage. So once you see the glow, you can sort of release it as already. So hold it. Bam. Right this. So if you don't hit anything, obviously you won't jump up. But but once you do, you have two options. So once you actually hit the monster, you will automatically sort of jump upwards. When you're in the air, you have two options: left mouse button or right mouse button. Left mouse button is just a simple sort of downward slash that does mounting damage. So let's say you want to mount the monster, you can do it that way. So this one, let's say I want to mount the monster, I can do this. So left mouse button, I do like a simple mounting damage attack. It's not really fancy, but you know, if you can actually mount the monster, especially if you're playing in multiplayer, or you're playing with like other hunters, it's a good way to get sort of get free damage in. So next, I'm gonna show you the falling bash, which is the second strongest move. The first being the Perfect Rush. Okay. So same thing, you back hop, charge your attack, and once you're in the air, you press the right mouse button. So it does a double hit. Also, if the monster is like really tall, it probably does more. But the least it does is like this 2-hit combo. The cool thing about the falling bash is if you're on the head, it does do impact damage because it attacks with your shield. So if you look closely, you sort of slam your shield downwards. So this, it does impact damage. This is what you call impact damage. So the yeah, that's about it for the sword and shield. I would say it's pretty cool. You can sort of just move around, go up, pop. You can shoot this. So you can do quite a bit of damage pretty fast. The only thing is, I would say the range is pretty shit. So even when I'm really close to the monster, I completely whiffed it, even though I'm so close, which other weapons you would definitely hit. So I gotta be really close before I actually hit them. So the closer you are to the enemies, common reasoning is you're more likely to get hit if you don't really know the monster's attack patterns or movesets, especially in Monster Hunter Wilds right now. I personally, it feels harder to sort of telegraph their attacks, or at least if it's your first 1, 2, 3 times fighting that monster, it's gonna be a little harder to sort of tell when they're actually gonna attack, when they're gonna do a roar, when they're gonna do a simple swipe attack, or yeah. The only thing is, I would say, when you're doing big attacks, it's more obvious because the charge up, and let's say for like Raidao, if you all will see later on, or in like the next couple of parts, Raidao has like an ultimate attack where it's really obvious because his whole fucking body, his whole head glows and everything. So yeah. What is there anything else? So the other thing is, I think that's about it, I would say. Oh yeah, okay. So that we were last talking about impact damage, right? So this attack, press right click. This does impact damage. So if you can knock them on the head a couple of times, they would sort of get a concussion and they'll be on the floor. You can get free damage in. So, but let's say you don't want to go through this long commitment because this does take some time, right? So you might be scared that you'll be hit out of the animation. So, by the way, just in case I didn't reiterate, let's say you want to do your back hop, but then you realize that the monster is about to attack you. Literally, just stop. Just stop and roll out of it. Just don't touch anything. Roll out. Okay. More thing regarding the impact damage is, let's say I'm hitting, right? So I'm pressing left mouse button. I'm running around the monster, I'm hitting them. But let's say I want to get the impact damage in, right? All you gotta do is just press W, and start pressing right click. So you sort of see you're doing this thing. These are all impact damage. So long as you are using your shield to attack, it is impact damage. So cutting damage is with the sword, and this is with the impact damage. Okay, so the only way to do it outside of the sort of falling bash attack is to just hold it. Is to hold your W key, your directional key, and then you press the right mouse button. So if you do, oh, okay, so we sort of got we knocked the fuck out of this cat. So yeah, there you have it. That's impact damage right there. You get stunned, so you can get a lot of free damage in. So this is when you want to do either your falling bash attack, or maybe you want to do your perfect rush combo. So you can sort of chain it now. I think this wasn't possible in Iceborne, but let's say after I do my perfect rush combo, and then I can do the falling bash. So it does quite a bit of damage, I would say. Okay, so yep, that's about it. We're gonna go fight. Let's just fight a CHATACABRA just to show you the movesets. Okay, so yep, on to CHATACABRA. Okay, so we're gonna go for a little test run with CHATACABRA, the little froggy, cute little froggy. So it should be around here. Yep.
There! That's our target!
So go up. Oh, no, he's a little far. It's a fucking toothpick attack.
All ready when you are!
So we can mount him. Yep, so let's... So I did the left mouse click, that's why. So we wound him here. And now we can wound him on his backside, I guess. On his back, I mean. So can we sort of... Alright, so now we go into focus mode.
Time to go on the offensive!
Alright. Oh, couldn't finish it. It's fine. So like I said, remember we can sort of just walk around him. Just sort of get him here and there.
Careful! That's one furious foe!
Okay, so we attack. Oh, my bad. So there's another wound over there. Sometimes you don't always have to hit the wound because you do more damage doing wound attacks. If you see over here, it's sort of like the tenderized mechanic in Monster Hunter World. So the good thing about... So like I mentioned before, the good thing about Sword and Shield is your ability to sort of go anywhere you want. So me just swinging the weapon, look, I can maneuver really easily. So just stab him one time here. Okay. Maybe another time. Let's close up the last wound over here. Alright. Then we'll go for a perfect rush. Alright, we can go with a shoe bash. Alright. Okay, let's stab him. Alright. So the main thing about the Sword and Shield is because it's so easy to go in and out of attacks, you always want to be like constantly attacking them. So I go again. Alright, he's almost dead. My weapons are kinda... Weapon is pretty messed up in terms of the sharpness.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
Alright, that gives us some time to sharpen our weapons. Okay, okay. So let's see, we'll sharpen our weapon. Let's call the buddy first.
Make sure to grab any.
So in an ideal run, you would wanna do the perfect rush combo and the falling shield bash as much as possible. But for the video's sake, I just wanted to show you just how how easy it is to maneuver. In other words. Oh, my bad. Oh. Sometimes get the. Can we get him? Alright. Let's go with a falling shield bash. Right on the head. Nah, we couldn't get him. Nope. Oh, I thought I could dodge that. It's fine. Okay, we'll close the wound up.
Heels inbound.
Oh, missed it. Okay. And there we go.
It's always a challenge.
So yeah, I mean obviously CHATACABRA is a really low level monster, but it just to show you like how how easy it is to maneuver using the sword and shield. So in fact, I know I did mention that I would play Lens, but you know after trying it out with the Dosha Guma, it doesn't really quite have that same oomph as Whirl. Whirl really the attacks felt really snappy, I would say. So in light of that, after trying out the weapon for a little while, because you might only see that I fought CHATACABRA, but I've actually fought all the monsters that's available for the second beta. So CHATACABRA, Dosha Guma, Gypserus, Balahara, Raydao, and Chain Arkveld. But for Chain Arkveld, I did like a group hunt. Just get used to his moveset. It was pretty scary. So yeah, that was the sword and shield. The next one will probably be... let me see. I'm not really sure. Maybe Greatsword? Oh, alright, Greatsword's fine. For Greatsword, it's more or less the same, I would say. It's sort of a hit and run. When there's the opening, you do a true charge. Yeah, I do feel that it's really easy to sort of create wounds with the Greatsword. I'm not sure whether the amount of wounds you can create is based on the damage you do or the frequency of like how often you hit. So, you know, I will experiment here and there. But yeah, so I might not play Lens if I wanna. Let's backtrack back to what I was saying. I might not play Lens, or I might not start off with Lens. I will eventually do a run where I sort of main the Lens for that playthrough. But whether I will record that playthrough or not, that's a different thing. So for the recording ones, the one that will be released 28th end February or start of March, I think that will because you can hold 2 weapons, right? So I will be sort of upgrading 2 weapons on the go as we progress through the story. So that being said, I will probably get Heavy Bowgun as one of them because I don't know, it kind of scratches that itch, you know, like you're a literal like tank, just holding. You're sort of like the Heavy from Team Fortress 2, if any of you have ever played the game. So that would probably be my secondary weapon. My main weapon would either be Sword and Shield, just for the ease of use, I would say. And hopefully, that being said, I do hope they buff the elemental damage for Sword and Shield, because in Iceborne they made the Perfect Rush so overpowered that there was really no point in using elemental weapons for the sword and shield. Which, to begin with, I believe that sword and shield should be an elemental weapon, same as the dual blades. But yeah, hopefully I wouldn't mind them buffing the Perfect Rush, but at the same time they should sort of balance it with the elemental weapon so that it's just as viable. You can make the Perfect Rush or like the raw weapons still stronger, but it shouldn't be by that much, like 5% or something, 5-10%. That way, like if people want to use the elemental weapons, maybe because like the design is cooler or something, like, or just because of like the effects, like, so if you're using like a fire sword and shield, you get this whole fire effect whenever you hit a monster. I think like that should be viable just because you want to do it. It shouldn't like sort of hinder your progress through the story, or like make it like it shouldn't take like 10-20 minutes longer just to kill that same monster as compared to like a raw damage weapon. So yeah, I've been like monologuing for so long. Yeah, so I would probably get sword and shield as my main, and my secondary would probably be heavy bowgun. And once I get more used to like the whole elemental stuff, I might switch to dual blade and bow. So yep, that's all for the sword and shield shenanigans, the sort of a showcase. Yeah, but this, like I said in the previous video in the description, this is by no means a tutorial. It's just sort of like a getting to know the weapon, more for myself actually. If y'all do actually want a more fleshed out tutorial on like the sword and shield, dual blades, lance and whatnot, just let me know in the comments and I will whip something up. I'll go in a little bit more detail and try to explain it with like images and stuff to just to make it easier. So yep, that's all for this showcase. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Akintoshhh and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.